Okay, so at the old house, there was an alligator that came into the yard. I mean, it was pretty small, like 2 feet or something. We got it in a little dog kennel and then had to call somebody to come get it. But one time when we weren't home, there was a bear alligator that came into the yard and it ate our mini pig. Ate him alive. So sad. His name was Harlow. We loved him. And he was eaten by an alligator, which never would have happened in Tennessee. Most likely. People are always saying, oh yeah, there's totally alligators in Tennessee. Well, I lived there for 16 years and never saw one, sir. I also lived on a hill, a very tall hill, but whatever. There was a creek at the bottom of the hill and I never saw an alligator there either. Tennessee woods are the best. I mean, really, I've only ever been in not that many woods, but they were the best. The ground in Florida, like, gives way when you step on it. It's mostly sand, not all of it, but a lot of it is sand, and when you step on it, it's not solid. It's not a sure thing that you're not gonna fall through something. It is uncool. Plus, there's these ginormous spiders in the summer. There's lots of snakes, but I like snakes, so, you know. Unfortunately, most of them are poisonous, so you can't pick them up. And I'm really bad at telling the kinds of snakes apart, so as a general rule, I don't touch any of them unless I'm like 85% sure that it's not poisonous, and then I'll try, but so far I haven't caught any. I can catch lizards sometimes, they're very fast. I'm much better at catching frogs. They're so cute. I love frogs and tadpoles. People are always talking about the metamorphosis of a butterfly, and sure, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a worm, and then one day, boom, it has wings. We raised them in school. Anyway, it was the whole life cycle is pretty interesting, but I really love, egg, tadpole, frog. Odin, what are you chewing? So things are gonna get better, guys. Besides, warmer weather is coming, maybe. Supposedly. If we all think warmer thoughts, it might happen. And colder thoughts for all of the melting ice that's not supposed to be melting. Maybe we can keep it cold. I don't know. We can try. If we can, like, slow down the hurricanes with the power of our minds, why can't we keep the ice frozen? Gidget, do not eat that. Gosh. So anyway, I'm gonna go inside. I've been thinking about writing lately. I haven't told you guys, but I'm a writer. I haven't been writing like I used to. Something happened when I fell into my last darkness. And since I've come out of it, I just don't write that much. I've also, like, totally changed as a person, and I also feel I'm worried that I'm gonna screw up my characters, my well-established characters, if I just have them throw everything away and follow a new path. I don't know, it feels like I'm not being true to who they were. Just because I've changed doesn't mean they have to. It's this whole mess. And I've been thinking about giving up writing, but I know at heart that I am a storyteller. That is just part of me. And I feel that stories are so important. And actually, I just had an idea for a book the other day that I'm excited to start. I did, however, write a 420 Fear the Walking Dead fanfiction. It's not done yet. I totally fell in love with Troy in season 3, and I haven't seen the end of that, and I know what happens, and it's just taking a long time. But I'm working through my starting projects and not finishing them nonsense. I'll get there. I've got a lot of things to catch up on. Oh, so there was this dead smell in my house, and I couldn't find it. Something was dead in there. It wasn't Alistair, my cat. He was fine. He's in there eating right now. But I found it. I think it was a bird originally. When I found it, it was just like this unrecognizable something. But it had feathers, so I think it was a bird. It did, however, leave this like death goo on my mattress, which sucks because it's brand new. Well, brand new to me. Anyone know how to clean death goo? I would love some tips. I'm thinking lemon might be helpful. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like also I'm wasting an opportunity if I don't write a death metal song about death goo. Who else has gone through this experience? I don't know. I really am not very good at writing songs. I've tried, and they're all bad, except for one that I wrote once, which was from the point of view of a dog or something. I don't know. It was my least crappy of all the songs I've ever written. I tried poetry for a bit. It's really not my thing, but I have this one called Fire. It's pretty good, I think. Back in the day when I went to therapy, my therapist said it was disturbing, so score. I have like 3 others that were, in my opinion, worth saving from the mountain of not good ones. I honestly write books the best. It's like my fingers are just flying over the keyboard and I'm just watching a movie and it just comes through me. I've actually published 2. They're called The Eternal Dark Kiss. It's about vampires. I know, whatever. But I grew up watching Buffy and the X-Files and stuff like that, so it's what I wanted to write about most. So we started with the vampires, and honestly, it's really more about family than anything else. Like the family you build, which has always been so awesome to me. Anyway, the first 2 are actually on Amazon. Maybe they're still up there. I don't know. I'm also my own manager, and it sucks. It sucks so bad. I don't want to be my own manager because I'm also the writer and the editor, which also is not my thing, and the cover designer, artist. And though I like my covers, my drawings of people don't look realistic, but I mean, it's fine. You want something that's gonna get people to look at this book. My niece is way better at drawing than I am. Oh my god, never mind. I thought my speaker died. Okay, we're good. She's so good at drawing. I'd like to think it was like my inspiration because she was with me when she was little and I drew a lot, so she draws. And she's so much better than I am, which is awesome. But she won't draw my covers. I have this other series. The main character can jump realities. They end up in different timelines. It's pretty cool. Backwards, forwards, sideways, timelines. Her world is insanely complicated. It takes a long time to write it. Plus, I stopped writing, so nothing's getting done, obviously. I think I got discouraged, actually. I couldn't get a traditional publisher. And even though every rejection letter I got, I was like really happy about it, because I mean, they took the time to read it and say no, which is still pretty cool, in my opinion. So I went this self-publishing route, which ended up being a disaster, and then I did another self-publishing thing, which was better, but still pretty annoying. And then I realized what I really want, writing-wise, is I just want to, like, release my stuff and let people read it. I don't care about the middle. I don't care about being famous. Honestly, I'd much rather if I could just release stuff and people would read it and they love it and not really know who I am. That would be fantastic. There's like all this responsibility that comes with people knowing who you are and wanting to read your stuff. I don't want that, man. I just want to be able to help people from the shadows. Like a weird superhero, like Batman. But really, I've been to dark places. What I consider the darkest places because of how close I came to ending it all. And I did not, obviously, because I'm here. I've been there. I feel like I could help people that are there, but how do I do that? Talking to strangers is not something I'm good at or really try to do. My question basically is, where do I go from here? I don't know. I'm seeking the answer. But I've been there, and I know that you can come back if you want to. You have to decide. You also have to put in the work and let go of all the bullshit. I was doing this meditation once after Vincent died. It was a bad time, but I was just sitting on the ground facing the sunlight because it was warmer. And whatever happens when you're meditating, I don't know how to describe it, but you see stuff with your eyes closed. And it was like there were all these cords, and this hand came around and bundled them all together, and then in one swift motion, another hand just severed them all with this knife. They were all gone. I have felt so free ever since. It wasn't even like something that I did on purpose. It just kind of happened. Dogs are barking. Dogs are running. It's dark out here. I don't know what's happening. It's okay. You can make it out. You have to decide. You have to be stronger than every fear that you have. Fear is bullshit, and you can get out of it. You are worth more than anything that anyone has ever believed. You have to believe. No one is going to love you as much as you love yourself. And you have to love yourself to make it out. And it is so amazing once you make it out. Things suck sometimes, it happens, but it's so much better. I never used to believe that when people would say, it's so much better, it gets better, because I felt so awful. I wanted to die every day. It didn't matter who I was leaving behind. I was so lost. And then Vincent died. And then it was like, I woke up. And now my favorite person is me. I love me. I choose me. I believe in me. I believe in you. Nobody can save you. Only you can save yourself. I can tell you what I did to get out of the dark, but you have to do it yourself. And once you do, everything will change. Because you changed. And anyone who says you can't do it is lying. They're afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Forget everything they've ever said. Forget everything you've ever said. Tell those voices to shut up. That's what I did. Vincent died, and all the voices began circling. You know how they do when things get crappy, spiraling. And in my head, I heard myself say, stop. And now they don't bother me anymore. And you can do it too. I love you guys. Thanks for sticking around for 19 minutes of my babbling. We can get through the dark together, and we can change everything. Shine your light, change the world. Rise up, do it. Love you. For you. Bye.